guys, my name is Grace and I'm back at it again with another video, and I'm so excited because as you can see, I changed venues. This is a whole different venue. I am back home, and today I'm going to be giving you a little story time about my trip. It was literally the trip from hell. Like, so many bad things were happening, and I was like, God, what is going on? Like, what is going on? It was like January 6th. My airline canceled my flight on the 14th. I was supposed to come back on the 14th. So they canceled my flight. So they gave me, they sent me an email. So I called them back. I called them and I was like my flight is canceled. Like, what's up? What are we gonna do? So they were like, oh, you know what, we'll just look for a different flight. I was like, okay, cool. So, cause I wanted to come home early anyway. So I was like, okay, cool, perfect. Like, that works for me. So they either gave me the 10th, the 12th, or the 17th. So I ended up picking the 12th, which was on Tuesday morning. It was at 5 a.m. My flight was supposed to leave at 5 a.m. So fast forward to Tuesday, and it was a day to leave. I'm excited, I'm hyped, like I'm so happy to leave because like I miss home. Like, I truly miss home because I was in Kenya for 4 straight months. So we get to the airport and I leave my cousins, I say my byes and everything, and then I went straight to TSA, and then I went to line up. So I'm looking at the line and I'm like, this line is not moving, and it's a long line. Like, it's a real long line. It's at 1 a.m. right now. Like, at the time it was at 1 a.m. So I'm looking at this line, I'm like, this is a long line. Like, and then I sit there for like a whole 30 minutes. I'm like, why is this line not moving? But I didn't really think anything of it because it was 1 a.m. I'm like, I'm not even gonna trip because we have like 3 hours till my flight leaves, so it's cool, it's whatever. I'm not even gonna trip because I'm not here by myself. Like, it's not just me who's gonna be left. If we all gonna get left. So I was like, it's fine. 1 a.m. passes, 2 a.m. passes, and then they're like, so people start complaining. They're like, we have a flight at 5 a.m. You know, like Wazungus. They're like, we have a flight at 5 a.m. What are you guys gonna do about it? So they're like, oh, sorry guys, the system shut down at 12 a.m. We're still trying to figure stuff out, all that stuff. Like, it was fine, but we're still trying to figure it out, whatever. So I'm like, it shut down at 12 a.m. It's almost 3 a.m. now. What are we doing? Anyway, so I was like, whatever. I really didn't stress at that point. I don't know why I didn't panic, but I didn't panic. So eventually they started checking people, but they were checking people manually. Like, they were literally, it wasn't online, it was manually, like checking your bags manually, writing your boarding pass manually. So it took a lot of time, and it was a lot of people. So it got to the point where and they started doing that at 3, and it was a whole load of people. So they didn't finish on time. So the flight ended up leaving at 6:30. We were an hour late. And mind you, from Turkey, I was going from Kenya to Turkey, and then Turkey to LAX, and then I would take a flight from LAX to Phoenix. So at this point, I'm like, bro, like, I'm gonna be late. So like, when I'm on the plane, we finally leave, and I start panicking because I'm like, if I like get late to this flight, it's over. Like I don't want to be late to this flight because the connecting flight from LA to Phoenix was a totally separate flight. So I check and it says that we'll get there at 1:50. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. They'll just delay the other flight to LAX, so it's cool. Oh my God, I thought wrong. So we get there. It's like 1:45. I literally was running across the Instanbul airport. We get there and they're like, I get to the passport control and they're like, you need to go get your flight checked. I'm like, what? I didn't go. What do you mean? So they were like, no, you need to go get your flight checked. I was like, okay, whatever. So I went to get my flight checked, and they told me that the next flight that's going to to LAX is tomorrow. It's a whole day later. And I'm like, what? do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? I was literally so, like, I literally felt like crying. Like, I'm alone. I wanted to cry so bad. Because I'm like, why would they do that to me? Like, it's not even my fault that I'm late. So then the guy's like, I'll give you options. So what they were, first of all, before they started even giving me options, they were moving me from this counter to this counter, from this counter to this counter, from this representative to the next. So I'm like, bro, like, I literally felt like crying. So they were like, you know what? Finally, one guy was like, I can either get you to a flight to Washington. I was like, okay, yeah, give me to a flight to Washington, because I'm like, my sister's there, so I'll just go to Washington. And then while he's booking it, I'm like, there's 2 Washingtons. There's DC and Seattle. So I'm like, wait, which one are you going to? Are you going to DC or Seattle? He said DC. I said, cancel that. No, I'm not going to DC. So he's like, okay, where are you going to go? You going to go to Houston or Sacramento? I was like, you know what? Put me to a flight in Houston. And then I'm like, if I go to Houston, can you connect me with a flight to Arizona? He was like, no, you have to do that by yourself. I'm like, bro, what? They had me so messed up. So then I was so confused. I was like, bro, like, cancel it. And then I'm like, just book the one to Sacramento. And then I was like, no, like, that's too much. So then he starts yelling at me. He was like, lady, can you pick faster? Like, I was like, bro. So I'm like, bro, do not yell at me. I was like, don't yell at me. It's not my fault. I'm late. Your company had me late. I was so pissed. I was like, your company had me late. So he was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna give you what he was like, you can get a free hotel. You're just gonna have to pay for your visa. So there, I'm like, okay, fine. How much is a visa? He tells me I don't know. What? How do you not know? You work at this airline. How do you not know? No, I'm like, my guy, what? So he's like, okay, where can I know? Like, where can I find out? He's like, you have to go to passport control. So here I go, walking down the aisle with my bag. I'm tired, my back is hurting. And I go to passport control. And I asked them, like, how much is the e-visa? They're like, I don't know. You're gonna have to go apply it online. At this point, I'm frustrated. Like, tears, like, my chozi. Like, I'm gonna say to my chozi too. Like, my chozi likwaba. Because I'm like, bro, I'm by myself. My phone was dying too, so I only texted my family, like, real fast. I was like, I'm gonna be, like, they delayed my flight, blah, blah, blah. I explained the whole situation. So, they eventually told me the visa was $100. So I was like, I don't have no $100. So I was like, whatever, I'm just chill. I'm just chill in the airport. So I chilled in the airport. I was with one of my friends, a friend I made in the airport. I was with them, and we were just chilling. And then we were like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna book a hotel. I booked a hotel, slept there until the next morning when we finally caught the flight. Matter of fact, listen to this. So the people who got the visa and actually went to the hotel, they missed the flight. So imagine if I got the visa and went to the hotel. I would have missed the flight too. Like, these people are really playing with people's minds. Like, I would have been pissed if I was one of them people that missed the whatever. So I had to pay for a hotel by myself, and it was expensive, but it's fine. It was a nice looking hotel, so it's cool. Oh, so the flight, mind you, the connecting flight from Phoenix to LAX, I ended up calling one of my friends, and I was like, bro, like, can you change it for me? Can you switch the dates? Whatever. I got it figured out, so I ended up switching the flight from January 12th to January 13th, which it didn't cost anything, so that was cool and all. So back to where I was saying. So we finally boarded the flight from Istanbul to LAX. Guys, there was this guy. You know, like, one of those guys. If you haven't checked out my girl Miss Naomi and one of her story times, the funniest story times. She was talking about, like, people who don't stop talking. That was that guy. Oh my god. I sat by the last person on the plane. Like, I was like, oh my god, does this man just take a breath, just breathe. He was talking so much. Mara ananiambia ati sijui huyu mzee ati anamlalia. Mara ananiambia ati sijui huyu mzee sijui afunge window. Mara ananiambia ati sijui just nonsense things, and I was so annoyed. But I was like, you know what? Let me just be nice. So I was being nice to this man. But like, what I did was I took one of my AirPods and I put them in. So when he would talk to me, I would have to take it out. And so like having to keep taking it out. So I intentionally did that. But I don't think he caught on. I really don't think he caught on, but it's fine. Okay. So he kept talking, and he was, I don't remember, I cannot even tell you his name. I think his name was Anthony or something, or Jeremiah. I don't remember. I did not care enough to pay it to learn his name again. Like, I did not want stories. So, but this man was just going crazy, telling me his whole life story. I'm like, bro, I don't care where you're from. Like, but anyway, he was telling me, so apparently he was from Manchester. So I closed my eyes and pretended I was sleeping, so he slept too. So we practically stopped talking. Then, you know, you could literally meet anybody and they could be into some crazy stuff and you would never know. But that's when I knew why people or why parents tell us do not talk to strangers, because I'm a living testimony. Do not talk to strangers. Like, no, don't talk to strangers. So we get to LA. You know how everybody, when the plane starts, everybody's like trying to get their bags, trying to leave. Like, we're all tight. We're trying to get the bags to leave, right? And then all of a sudden we hear, like, the captain says an announcement. He's like, we need everybody to sit down because we have CDC coming to check. They need to check this airplane real quick. So everybody get back to your seats. So I'm like, why they gotta be so aggressive? Like, it's not that serious. We're gonna sit down anyway. So we sat down. But they were mad aggressive with it. So I was like, is it really that serious? So when they said that, I just thought they were checking to see if it's like, okay, because of Corona and everything, they want to check if the plane is clean. Guy, let these people. So mostly when I booked my seats, I booked them window seat. So it was windows. I was at the window seat. The guy was in the middle. There was another guy at the end. No social distance at all. No social distance. So they come to our row. Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? They go, are you so-and-so? I'm gonna just call him Jeremiah. Are you Jeremiah? He goes, yeah. They were like, give me your passport. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So they're like, give me your passport. So it's one of the CDC guys, so he has a mask, and then it's 3 cops, and they did not even have masks. Did they? No, they didn't. They did not have masks. So they come, they're like, give me your passport. I'm like, so he gave him the passport. He's like, get up, let's go. So they made this guy at the edge get out so he can pass. So then one of the guys with the mask, the one that wasn't the cops, he goes, he's with her too. So he points at me talking about, I'm with him. What? I was like, no, excuse me. I don't know this man. I've never seen this man in my life. I just met him. Matter of fact, he just came from Manchester. I'm from Kenya. I was going off. I was telling, I don't know this man. Don't say I know this man when I don't know this man. How are you gonna accuse me? You don't even know me. And then you're gonna tell me I'm with this man. I don't know this man.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
I just met him. And then you're gonna say I'm with him and you can see he's in trouble. He's trying to get me to go to jail. I was so scared because I know this man, like the guy, Jeremiah, can talk. I was so scared he's gonna like cap and say, oh, I know her. Oh. I've never been so scared in my life. Bro, people say jail is just better place. Yeah, that place is not just better place. So he was like, oh, it's okay, ma'am. If you're not with him, it's fine. I'm like, bro, stop playing with me. Don't play me. Don't play me at all. Don't play me. I've been through enough. So eventually, they left with him. And mind you, he was supposed to get it. He was asking me, like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to Phoenix. He was like, oh, I'm going to Phoenix too. My mom's in Phoenix. So he was supposed to be in the flight to Phoenix with me. I did not see this man. I don't know if this man is in jail. Whatever he is, I pray he's okay, because I'm just glad I didn't go with him, you know? But anyway, so we ended up getting off the flight. I had to walk. Bro, LAX is so big. I had to walk from but the person who I asked told me to get outside and like walk to Terminal 7 when I think there was an elevator to do it, and I walked from Terminal 1 to Terminal 7. Guys, have you ever walked? Look on our bags, and I have bags on my back. I'm pulling a bag, bro. I've never been so tired in my life. When I got there, I was literally sweating. So I got there, finally got home, and then I finally got on the plane. It was super short. It was like an hour, so it was super short. I finally got there, and my buddies, my baby boos picked me up. They picked me up, they took me home. So we get home. My mom, her flight was delayed too. I'm supposed to get her at 10. So we get home at like practically 10. So I go to get the car keys. I can't find any of the other car keys. I can only find my brother's because that's the only one I had. I go to drive the car. It had a puncture, like it had a flat tire. The tire was like inflated, like you couldn't even drive the car. So again, my friends came through. We drove to LAX. We drove to the airport again. Like literally, I was so humbled. And then we picked up my parents, and then we came home. And yeah, that was my trip. Literally, I've never had such a worst trip. I was telling my friends, I will never book with any other flight except Emirates, Kenya Airways, or Delta. Like, I'm tired. I never want to go through that again. And then I was by myself. Like, literally the anxiety that was going through my head. But anyways, that's the end of my story time, guys. I'm finally back in the city. So if you want a link, hit me up. It's like I'm playing. But yeah, I'm finally back in the city. And I'm so glad to be back home. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching this video. And